Okay.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the October 17th Dunbar City Council meeting. Dr. Coverly, would you give us our invocation?
Shall we pray? Father, we thank you for your love and mercy and grace to each of us. Lord, we pray your blessing on the meeting tonight. We pray for wisdom in conducting the city's business. And we pray for the prosperity, safety, well-being of the citizens of Dunbar, especially the first responders. In Jesus' name, amen.
Lacey, we'll start with Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clark Faulkner couldn't be here tonight, so I'll do the roll call. Steve Arnott. Here. Mike Scipio. Here. Doug Fleshman. Here. Bobby Yeager. Here. Greg Wolf. Here. Sharon Haynes.
Here.
Jim Hughes.
Here.
Linda Boggs.
I'm here.
Having a quorum present, I now declare the meeting in order. Next item on the agenda is the approval for the minutes of October 3rd, 2022.
Make a motion to approve minutes as written for the council meeting October 3rd, 2022.
Second. That's okay, go ahead.
Or Linda, I'm sorry. Have a motion on the floor by Doug Fleshman, seconded by Linda Boggs to approve the minutes for the October 3rd, 2022 meeting. Is there any questions, comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We'll do something a little bit different because I'm sure Senator Lindsay would like to possibly make it out of here at halfway decent time.
I plan on sticking
So
on it.
I'm gonna let Senator Lindsay have the floor for a few minutes.
Thank you, Mayor Elliott. It's good to see you all again. My name is Richard Lindsay. I'm the state senator from the 8th District. The 8th District is a little different. It's a lot different than what it used to be. It's a sliver of Kanawha County, northern Putnam, but then it swings east, southern Jackson, all of Rome, all of Clay. So the folks in power didn't really make it too easy on either Senator Jeffries or I. But that's the district as it stands today, and that's what I'll be running for here this cycle. I was elected in 2018, and I hope that I've served you well. In the 4 years I've been there, as far as it pertains to cities like Dunbar and other cities in the district, I have fought for the protection of Dunbar's independence as far as it being a home rule city. It's always under attack. The legislature likes to pull those powers away from cities. I personally believe that the government closest to the people is the best government. I've introduced legislation, co-sponsored and passed legislation to deal with abandoned housing, which you guys have done a great job with under Mayor Elliott's leadership, and making it easier to take control of that house, those vacant and abandoned homes, and being able to repurpose and resell them and use them to good purpose. Those are two things that are very important. Another thing that I've been able to accomplish since I've been in the legislature, working with Senator Jeffries, to provide more grant money for infrastructure projects, specifically water and wastewater projects for municipalities. I think that's very important. I don't know if that's an issue or a concern here in Dunbar, but I think it's good for all of our municipalities across the district and across the state. I'm asking for your support here in 2022. I have worked here recently with Chief Oxley to try to get the funding necessary to replace the communication equipment for the Dunbar City Police Force. Since I've been in the legislature, I've got a pretty good record on law enforcement. I've been able to attain the Sheriff's Association endorsement, the State Trooper endorsement, and with the help of Chief Oxley, the FOP. I plan to continue that work in support of our law enforcement, and would like to take a stab at reducing state sales taxes for people in the state and raising the minimum wage. Those are just some of the things I look forward to continue to do and to try to do in the state legislature. I'm going to stick around if you have any questions. I don't mind hearing what's going on, and I appreciate your support. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. All right. Next item on the agenda is the invoices submitted for payment of $204,031.09.
Make a motion, we approve these invoices as presented.
Second.
I didn't do
Your
that.
turn.
I didn't do it.
Your turn.
I have a motion on the floor by Mike Scipio, seconded by Greg Wolf to submit or to pay the payments of the invoices for $204,031.09. Any questions, comments, or concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the Gross Cup Avenue Sidewalk ADA Project Consulting. We're going to table that.
Yes. As finance committee recommended. Yes, I do. Motion made.
I'll second.
You want me to call and cancel? Because there's a time frame.
Yeah, there's a time frame on this, so we'll.
So it's not something we should say we don't want to do, and then Mark
If it
come
goes.
back and say, now we want to do it.
All right, I have a motion on the floor to table number one on the new business, which is the Gross Cup Avenue Sidewalk ADA Project Consulting Contract for $9,263.56 by Mike Scipio, seconded by Doug Fleshman. Any questions, comments, or concerns? All those in favor of tabling the Gross Cup Avenue, say aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the advertisement for bids for the asbestos removal, if there is any, in 1256 West Virginia Avenue. This is the house that burnt back in February. And we've been trying to get with it to tear it down. And about a month ago, you all agreed to have it tore down. The property was sold at auction, and I believe that Hugh talked to him the other day about making a donation to the city.
Yeah, Rocket Mortgage had to buy it back because they had no other bidders. So they contacted me last week and said, is that donation program still open? And I said, absolutely. Told them who to make the deed out to, where to send it, what all we needed from them, and asked them to expedite it. So, but we're there. I had it tested today. Should know the results in a couple of days, just so we can get ahead of the game. Because if it does come back with asbestos, once we pick a contractor, they have to wait 10 days before they can actually do their removal.
With that being said, I'd like to make a motion that we do advertise.
If need be.
Asbestos removal,
If need be.
if need be, yes.
Have a motion on the floor to advertise for bids for the asbestos removal at 1256 West Virginia Avenue if it is hot with asbestos. Mike Scipio, seconded by Bobby Yeager. Any questions, comments, or concerns? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is repairs for truck 17 in the amount of $5,224.05. I believe this is to be.
On the recommendation of the finance committee, we'd like to table this until we get some invoices that are a little more clear what we're doing.
I have a second.
I'll second it.
Have a motion on the floor by Mike Scipio, seconded by Greg Wolf to table the repairs for the truck 17 in the amount of $5,224.05 until some clarifications comes in on the billing. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the pre-salt for salt trucks in the amount of $2,997.
I make a motion, we pay that bill for the pre-treatment for our streets, for the street department.
Second.
Have a motion on the floor by Doug Fleshman, seconded by Linda Bogus to buy the pre-treatment brine salt for the salt trucks at a total of $2,997. Any questions, comments, or concerns? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the reports from the officers and committees. Police Chief Brian Oxley.
As always, I always start out saying it's been busy, but it seems like it's always busy. Of course, we're prepping for the Boo Bash and Trick or Treat. There's a lot of training going on, following up with a lot of complaints. Had several big drug arrests. We've had a lot of enforcement type activities been going on in the last couple of weeks. Still working with Regina with Prestera on getting people taken care of, people who want help, need help. She's in our office right now 2 to 3 days a week, trying to get people help. We actually had a homeless encampment that we weren't 100% sure where it was at, burned down, because it looked like they were cooking. The fire department had to respond, but we're trying to get these places cleaned up and get the people help. But it's a full-time thing. But if anybody has any questions for anything that's going on, I'd be happy to answer.
How many applicants you got?
Right now, 5. We are testing October 22nd. And as of right now, we have 5 applicants.
Same job, and me and you took the test out.
Almost 300.
Yeah, we had
Yes.
on Monday.
300.
Just 1 minute. We'll get you. Fire Chief.
We've also been busy as well. The last few meetings I've been talking about us working towards getting our 2 new guys on shift. I'm happy to say firefighter Vance went on shift yesterday and firefighter Cox will start his shift work tomorrow. So that should cut down on some of the overtime. We're hoping, usually it takes around another 3 months to get them released as the 3rd man, let them get their feet wet. With shift work, sort of how to run calls and that sort of thing out of their station. We're going to be busy this weekend as well with the Boo Bash. We're also going to do things a little different this year. We're going to be handing out candy on Trick or Treat at the fire station. So I'm going to go this weekend or next Monday and get some candy for the guys to hand out. I can't think of anything else. Right? Oh, I talked to Western Branch today. The white engine, they are putting it back together. They had to wait on some stuff to come in. The guy told us that it would actually be cheaper labor-wise to wait till everything was there to start versus start and stop and start again. And the turbo has not come in for the rescue truck yet. So, but on the white engine, they're hoping either the end of this week, first next week. So we're almost there with that one.
That's everything has to be done with that, is we ready to put back in service.
The white truck,
Yes.
when they give it back to us,
Right.
it's done. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll be good to go. Any questions?
No date yet on the new truck, brand new truck.
No, actually, I called and talked to him the other day, and they had nothing with those cabin chassis, and it's not just fire trucks. It's
Oh, I understand.
anybody trying to get anything like that. But we've been talking about, when the cab and chassis come in, the box is going to be pretty much the same as the new red engine we have. So a lot of the drawing and stuff is done, but like I told the mayor, we're combining hopefully 2 trucks into 1. I told him when he comes down with the drawings and stuff like that, to have some ideas for mounts and things like that, how we can maximize the space. We can't just lay everything on tray. So, but hopefully I'm going to guess we're probably still 8 to 12 months out on getting that truck here.
Have they not acquired the cabin chassis yet? Can I just make a suggestion if you contact the salesperson? Last time I went to Columbus, Kenworth's got fields full of cabs and chassis sitting up there on 23.
There's no chips for them. We won't do the same thing we've done.
And
I
I
thought they
believe,
settled that.
and I believe what we entered into an agreement with to buy was a Freightliner.
Right, but that's why I was gonna have you see the price difference if they had one available.
I don't know right now. I know 4 years ago, Kenworth was substantially more than Freightliner,
Okay.
but I don't know about today.
Public Works Director, Donnie Sprout.
Hey, Mayor, just to give you guys a few updates, our salt truck, we went and had it fixed. We are now in the process of putting on the new salt spreader that you all approved. Should be done in the next week. If you all would like, I'll give the mayor a call next time, if y'all want to look at it, see what you got. We started on alleys today. We've got almost one half of an alley done, but we're taking the alleys down. I've got it down that far.
Okay.
We are down plumb now to the brick that was put in there 35 years ago.
That's
More
good.
like 100.
Yeah, we are down,
They're hitting clay, red clay.
That's great.
we're down below every bit of gravel, the old asphalt that they threw in there when it was chunked out years ago, we're now down to the brick.
Great.
And what I plan on doing is I'm gonna go in and put the big rock in, put that base down, I'm gonna lock it in with smaller rock. So hopefully when we do these, it'll be 3 or 4 years before we have to do any more to it. Both of our garbage trucks, our extra trash trucks are down right now. I'm in the process of getting those fixed. Once those are fixed, we'll be back to where we can go to dump days and run extra garbage and stuff with them. But as of right now, we're down that truck and also that extra truck that we use, truck 17, we're down that truck. So until then, we're gonna have to, in between going alleys, we're gonna have to, but we got one truck to do everything with, so we're trying to juggle those out. But, we'll get to everything just as quick as we can. That's basically all I have, if you'll have anything.
Sanitary Director.
Project's going pretty good so far. We're getting ready for concrete Wednesday plant. Other than that, running the street sweeper. Any questions? Thank you.
Building Inspector, Hugh Leishman.
Chief Mayor, Council. Like I said earlier, got Pinnacle over doing asbestos inspection at 1256. The state keeps telling me that they're working on the deed for 135 Dunbar Avenue. We've done everything they've asked, so I don't really know what they're working on now, than just mailing it to us. But when we get it, we can tear down 2 houses, or side by side, so we can get those out of there. We still need to do a little bit of cleanup on some houses we demoed earlier in the year. Marks Road project, stormwater project has started. He set a 4-foot box down where the first project ended. He's got that tied in. I think he got 2 lengths of pipe in today. I was up there earlier and looking at the progress. He's moving along. It's gonna run about.
Who's running the pipes up there? Are we?
We're using on this truck.
Okay.
Stevens Drive, the bottom of it's completed. If anyone wants to go take a look at it, it turned out real nice. They went in backfield. We do have a drainage issue right there. It was not part of the project, so we need to go up there and probably install a drop inlet. And it's too complicated to explain, but we need to do a drop inlet and some pipe work up there. And at the top of Stevens Drive, it's K Lane or K Drive or something like that. I was hoping we didn't own it, but we do. And it is absolutely, I've been down dirt wagon roads that are better than that thing. It's busted all fixed. I was figuring up some pricing on it with just gravel and concrete, and us doing the work. We're looking at 10 to 12,000. If we have to do a drop box, I have about another 2,000. Because the drainage up there, we're only 100 yards from the top of the hill. The underground water is what's breaking the road up. So we've got to figure out a way to get all that water into 1 or 2 drop inlets before we can actually permanently fix that area. And the road was never built properly to start with. When I got up there looking at it, there's no base underneath of it. It was poorly done.
What's the name of it?
K
Lane.
K
Lane.
Lane. Yeah. It's only, we're looking at 114 feet of concrete. It starts at 10 feet, and flares out to 11 towards the end of it. The problem is getting the concrete truck up there, and there's a little bit of a grade, so Won't really be a hard job to set up, it'll just be a little difficult for one section of it. I personally think it's something our guys can do. If we have 3 or 4 guys we can put on in 2 weeks. I think I condemned 1414 West Virginia the other day. We had a lot of homeless moving in and out of it, the owner of OD, and is in rehab, supposedly. We'll see how that goes. Take any questions anybody's got.
Anything going on 1605 Myers? That's what I was getting ready to. We need to, the guy that lives in 1605 will not answer the door. It's the one with the bushes and the grass and the vines are growing all over the house.
Yeah, I couldn't place it.
Can you get your guys to go hit it again?
Have you done a work order on that one, Greg?
I've got one I'm getting ready to turn in again. We need that bush, just that bush needs to go completely cut down to the ground. He's not touching it.
We have to be careful of what we, I mean, we can, if it's over top of the sidewalk, we can take care of that, but we just can't do cut the bush down.
It's over the sidewalk, it's out in the street.
We can cut that back to where it's passable, but we can't just raise the bush.
Has anybody seen him in the house or anything? If I'm not mistaken, he moved to Virginia back during the
That
summertime.
was their dad, the boy's dad, the boy is living there.
Well, I heard that he moved to Virginia also.
Got long red hair,
Yes,
he's still in town.
he goes by Johnny Brockett.
Yep.
That's his nickname.
He's still in town.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get an order, get that done. And, for 6619, they were gonna have it remodeled, the contractor backed
Did he
out of
come
it.
and talk to you?
Oh, yeah, he came over.
Okay.
He came over and I told him what condition the inside was in, and he backed out of the deal, so I'm going to, see what the,
Property.
so I'm gonna see what the owner says, we'll see if I can get him on the phone again tomorrow.
He told me he took pictures of everything and sent it to the property owner in California.
The property owner's actually in Connecticut.
Well, he said California, that's what he told me.
Stanford, Connecticut.
Okay. That's a long situation.
I told him,
Connecticut, you know.
good candidate for demolition.
What about the garage down on,
24th Street.
Dunbar 24th?
I haven't got a hold of her yet. I need to get hold of her. She's on the to-do list.
They still got homeless in and out.
Right. That's something we're probably not gonna stop even if we tear the sides off the garage.
They
Board
need
it
to
up.
be sealed up. I mean,
Right.
there's 2 big places to keep closets.
But we can just take some of the plywood. She's supposed to have already taken all, she contracted with somebody to remove all that plywood, and they didn't do it. So we probably take some of that plywood and seal that, because there's a room behind the garage.
Right,
that they're gonna-
right. Yeah, use her material.
That's a living house. Thank you.
Parks and Recreation Director Jesse Madden.
Good evening. We have 2 major events coming up this week. We have tomorrow at the Senior Center downstairs, we have a health screening going on there, and we have a lot of different vendors going to be there, insurance companies and health facilities coming in. They're doing COVID testing, flu vaccinations, also doing hearing testing and a whole bunch of other medical screenings. So it'll be going on tomorrow at the Senior Center downstairs from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock. So if anyone would like to have everything done like that, maybe a good time to do it, bring a medical insurance card, and we'd be happy to see you down there. So something that we've been working on and expect a big turnout for that. On Saturday, the 22nd, we have the Boo Bash coming up from 6 to 8 here at the plaza across the street. And we are planning on having about probably over 15 vendors there for 6 to 8 different sponsors are going to be there helping us with that. Any volunteers, the Senior Center is going to be there. Some of the police department and the fire department, Donnie's guys, and Donnie probably won't be there. But anyway, we're going to have a lot of people come there to volunteers to help, and so we expect a lot of kids We bought several $100s worth of candy. We're gonna have hot dogs there, Kool-Aid drinks, popcorn, face painting for the kids, inflatables. So we have a DJ there, and so we have a lot of things working out there for us for only 2 hours. So I've told all the kids, I'm visiting the kids this week at the schools while they're eating lunch, and talking to them and handing out the brochures there to get them all pumped up about it. And so we're looking forward to that. And like I said, it'll be this Saturday, 6 to 8, arrive early to tell everyone, be here at the plaza.
All right, Tommy, you have something?
I had a couple questions there. How many vacancies do we have on the police department?
Two.
Two, okay. Questions I had was, what happened to the tree removal project on Marks Road?
What do you mean?
Well, it didn't look like it ever actually got completed.
There was no tree removal per se on Marks Road. We were gonna remove a few trees down through the middle of that pipe if it need be.
Okay, I missed.
And then there is some stuff that's sitting on the side of the hill where the slip was, that the contractor has advised us that he would grab and pull down for us to get it out of the way.
I may have misunderstood. Down in the turn, where it turns back up to
That
Oak
big
Tree,
sycamore that's there.
well, there's 2 or 3 big oak trees right in the turn, right in front of the late Ron Rowley's house.
That's up from Oak Street. That's the one that's.
They were marked, had ribbons on them, and it looked like they were scheduled for removal. I thought that was what.
They are scheduled for removal. I don't know if he's got to them yet. He said he was gonna do it last week, but I'll get hold of him tomorrow. I hadn't had a chance to get up there and check it. But yeah, because he had those and some up on, right off Benjamin up there on top of the hill.
There's some big limbs starting to fall out of the ones there in the turn where
Right.
Marks turns up to Oaks.
Okay.
Another question I had is, if you have a residential house and lot, and you're operating a business out of that, is there any regulations or rules about how many vehicles or how much of a fleet you can have?
Absolutely. What's an address?
Well, I don't have an address, but it's in the middle of the current culvert project on Marks Road. There is a tree removal company that has moved in up there, and sometimes there's a dozen large vehicles just stacked in that lot. And the grass is gone, you can see where the culvert is really well because it's where the heavy equipment's driving up into that lot. It's rounded over where the culvert currently is that maybe you're getting ready to dig up anyway.
All the culvert from about where it goes from Garnet Drive.
Yeah.
Well, actually, whenever you go up through Marks Road, about where the guy with the pool has.
Yeah, starts at
From there all the way to the end
Yeah.
where the last house is.
Last house on the left.
And I agree with the report earlier, the progress looks really, really good. That project's going really well, but I've had a couple of other residents ask me about the home with the business being run out of it and the mini trucks and
Go check it tomorrow.
the folks that live in the same vicinity are concerned about asking for potential retribution, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
That's a rental house too, I believe.
It could be. Apparently a family member of the tree removal company has moved in and it has become the gathering place of.
Won't be for long.
If you go up there in the daylight, there's not any grass left at all on the whole lot because of the vehicles.
I don't think they're registered as a business here either, so that's another strike against them. I'll check it out tomorrow.
Okay,
Anything else?
I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Anybody else have anything? Nobody else? All right. Mr. Arnold.
Just one thing, I wanted to thank Donnie and his crew. We had a situation down at 300 block 21st Street, this sinkholes were, apparently the water line or sewer line was put out years ago, behind the curve, it's sinking. He brought a couple of loads of dirt down there, and couple volunteers from the street, smoothed it out. Dirt was donated by Matt Dawson. Appreciate that. They want to make sure that, you right there, they appreciate it.
Mike Scibia.
Good.
Doug Flesh.
I'm good, sir.
Bobby Yeager.
Good.
Greg Wolf.
I'm good.
Jim Hughes.
I'm good.
Sharon.
I'm good.
Linda.
Tomorrow's the city health fair, community health fair downstairs, just reinforcing what Jesse told us about it. It's from 10 till 3 tomorrow. HealthRite, Aetna, Humana, Walgreens, Miracle Ear, and several other businesses will be there. And we'll be checking, and they'll have flu shots, blood pressures, monkeypox tests, check your hearing, and if you come, please bring your insurance cards with you. They need that. It's free, it's open to the community. Anybody that wants to show up, please do. What?
It's free, but you got to have your insurance card.
No, well, your insurance card, but you pay for your insurance, so, you know, it's free. That's all I have. Thank you.
I just want to take the time out to talk about everything these guys down here at the stable are doing right now. As you all can see, and we're starting to hear it. I don't know if any of you all listen to Dave Allen 580 live in the mornings, but for the last 3 weeks, we've made it without getting us calling in about ourselves. They've talked about how much stuff's been going on in the city of Dunbar. Of course, we, the table up here, or the bench up here, and you guys are the ones that's getting everything done. We're out here working from whatever we need to do to get it done. It's greatly appreciated. It looks good on all of us up here and you guys. The projects are going, you know, weather-wise, Donnie can continue to go with these gravel alleys. We have 3 houses that will be on the ground hopefully within the next few weeks and hauled off. We got, like Q said, a couple of them that we need to work on, but we can't do it without the trucks. So as soon as we get the trucks back, we'll start working on getting those houses tore down. Just keep up the good work. So if there's nothing else.
Mr. Mayor, for the good of the order, if there's no other city business, I move to adjourn this meeting.
Second.